Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video giving my thoughts on the episode descriptions for episodes 3 through 7 for The Walking Dead Season 7. And spoiler warning, if you guys haven't seen episode 2 for The Walking Dead Season 7 yet, did my review, it's in the channel, did the video predictions for episode 3, also in the channel, so you guys can go ahead and check those out. I'll put some links right here for them, so you guys can watch those if you haven't seen them yet. So episodes 3 through 7. So we've got some kind of rumored titles, and we don't know if they're for sure yet. Episode 3 is called The Cell, which, as we've seen from the promo and everything, and as I've discussed in the predictions video, it seems like it's pretty much going to entail Daryl at the sanctuary and Dwight on some kind of mission. So the description for this one is Daryl is taken by Negan to the sanctuary, home of the Saviors. Meanwhile, Dwight is sent on a mission to bring back a runaway member of his group. So we can kind of see that in the promo, and it looks like it should be a pretty decent episode. But one takeaway from it is it looks like it probably won't feature much else outside of that. Like just like episode 2, where it features Carol and Morgan's story and what they've been up to at the Kingdom. Episode 3, it looks like it's going to be all Sanctuary. So it's going to be all Negan, Daryl, and Dwight for the most part, it looks like, with probably the biggest focus on Dwight from what it looks like in the promo. So, yeah. The episode 4, which the title is rumored to be Icarus, which is a Greek mythology story about a labyrinth minotaur, a half man, a half bull creature lived. In order for the secret of the labyrinth to be kept, Minos had them imprisoned. There's some other details here, and I'll put a link in the description. You guys can check it through yourselves too if you want. But we're not sure 100% if that is the title. It's kind of like a rumored title right now for episode 4. The description, though, is still reeling from the previous tragic events. Rick and the people of Alexandria must prepare themselves for an unexpected visit by Negan. And this one also sounds legit because we've seen in the kind of the promos in the trailer where Negan knocks on the gate and that, which is supposedly at Alexandria. So it looks like that should be exciting. And episode 4 is probably the one I'm looking forward to most out of these next few between episodes 2 and maybe on to 5, because I really can't wait to see how Rick lets everyone know about the new threat that is Negan and that he's not in charge anymore. That for me, and also just to get to see all of our regular kind of characters and how they pick up the pieces after the big premiere, which is what I really wanted to see. Maybe that's part of the reason why I was a little bit disappointed with the second episode, was because we switched focus totally back to Carol and Morgan and what's happening with them, which is all great stuff. It's all really cool, but really I want to see like what's going to happen now that Negan has taken over Alexandria, so to speak, and Rick has surrendered fully and is letting everybody know that they've had to surrender, they've had to hand everything over to Negan, and that he's really the boss now. He's in charge. Rick will be kind of their liaison or their in between, but and help them make decisions. But it's all going to go up to Negan, right? Negan's the top man. So I'm really excited to see Negan's visit to Alexandria, and that for me I think is the highlight so far. So episode 4 should be a really good one. Episode 3 I'm thinking maybe quite a bit like episode 2. So if you liked episode 2, you'll probably like episode 3 a lot, and if you didn't, then you probably won't. Then we have episode 5, which is, I don't know for sure if this one's confirmed 100%. Carl and Enid journey to the Hilltop. Meanwhile, Jesus must defend the community against an attack led by the Savior Simon. So this one is interesting. It's really weird to see kind of how things are happening with the Saviors because, and we saw this in episode 2 also, the Saviors get out of line, they exercise their power too much, and they kind of are overbearing, right? And then you have a guy like Richard that gets in a fight with one of them, and he's forced to let the guy hit him, even though the guy's being a loser to begin with. So it's definitely a weird feel, and it'll be weird to see what happens with the Hilltop when it gets attacked. So that's also pretty exciting too. So that's probably going to be episode 5, where we've seen that from the trailer, where Simon and the other Saviors hang people from the Hilltop. They attack the Hilltop. Gregory's looking out the window thinking, "Oh shit." And Jesus is going to defend the community, but against who? Like, is he going to be killing the zombies that are coming in, the walkers? Is Jesus going to attack some of the saviors? You know, so it's really weird seeing the kind of the fighting back and forth when it's like, you know, they can't really hurt the saviors. Like, they know that if they hurt the saviors, they're going to be punished even more. So they have to kind of submit and let the saviors attack them and hurt them and not fight back too much, just like we saw with Richard in episode 2. It's definitely a weird feel. You know, it's a very weird feel. And we get a lot of that this season, it looks like, because we're going to probably see that again. So I'm thinking Jesus is probably going to be defending it against zombies in that. I don't think he's going to be trying to kill any saviors, because he kind of knows if he does, he'll be hung for it or whatever. So yeah, or maybe try to cut them down or something. Or I have no idea. They're just at the mercy of the saviors. It's really brutal type of regime that's kind of taken over and is definitely mistreating people. So episode 4 and 5 should be awesome. Episode 6. Tara and Heath. So here's another one where they switch, right? So Tara and Heath are another group we haven't seen for a long time. Tara and Heath are running into serious trouble. A mysterious new group is introduced. So that's episode 6. So this season, like this half, after the premiere, this whole half, it looks like to me, in terms of the comic book series storyline, probably isn't going to cover that much as some seasons do, like season 3. And certain parts of other seasons as well too. Season 5 covers quite a bit in the the second half, and also with the Hunters is pretty quick too. They expanded a bit, but so it looks to me like they're really pacing it out this season. You know, instead of just having Negan kill somebody in the finale and then moving on to something else, they expanded that to an entire episode with the premiere, and it was worth it. I think it turned out great. Episode 2, you know, the Kingdom kind of expanded to its whole episode rather than kind of just taking clips from it and mixing it in with other stuff. Same with kind of the Sanctuary part as well too. So they're really spacing this out, it looks like to me, and that's going to affect the pacing. So just a heads up, guys. You know, letting you know now, you know, kind of what to expect and your expectations. It looks like the pacing is going to be a bit slower for this half from what we see. At least until maybe episode 7, which is called Blazing Hell, and episode 8 is called Exodus. So we'll see when Tara and Heath return, when Carol and Morgan eventually return, when all these different storylines kind of tie together. But they certainly are making good use of the comics. And at least with a half like this, you probably wouldn't have to worry about the Walking Dead TV series catching up to the comics anytime soon, when they're able to kind of space it out like this and do that. The only thing I would say is that it kind of, you know, the episodes aren't as exciting, I think, as if they cram it in, like season 3. But then again, that's bad for the show in the long run, because then they run through comic book content too fast. So episode 6 will be cool with Tara and Heath. And, you know, it really feels like, with episode 2, it feels like this season is like a new arc, like a new story is starting. So it's probably going to be a little bit slower for a little bit, and then it'll, you know, start to pick up. But it probably won't be like the second half of season 6 with Negan showing up and all the craziness that happened, aside from that fun, silly Jesus episode with Hilltop and that after. So Blazing Hell and Exodus, episodes 7 and 8, that brings us to the mid-season finale. Don't really know what to expect based on those. Blazing Hell and Exodus, maybe some crazy stuff happening, maybe some kind of skirmish breaks out. I was thinking that we might see like the start to March to War, or some kind of battle at Alexandria between Rick and the others, and Negan and everybody else. So we'll see what happens with that. It should be interesting, at least, unless it's the group that Tara and Heath have dealt with that Rick and the others go to fight or something like that. So really unsure about that. But that's pretty much all we got right now for this half. It still should be a good half. It started out with a huge bang. So it's definitely a different feel. If you think about the first half of season 6, where they start off with the mega herd and then they go all the way through, and it's a pretty crazy first half. This one's definitely a lot different than that. Every season, you know, they say every half reinvents itself. This one already is feeling a lot different from some of the prior seasons of The Walking Dead. So let me know what you guys think. Write your comments below on how you're feeling about this feel, and, you know, that it's probably going to go forward for at least a little while until we see kind of Rick and Negan and that. That should be awesome. So can't wait for episode 4. That's really the one I'm most excited for now. And then we'll see what the hell they're going to do with mid-season finale. If you guys like this video, please thumb it up below. Don't forget to write a comment. I want to hear what you guys think. And yeah, send me your questions for the Q&As this week because we'll have lots to come. And yeah, if you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left to go ahead and subscribe. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys again soon for another. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.